Get ready with me while I tell you how me and my boyfriend met and how we became boyfriend and girlfriend. So it was in 8th grade, so this is a while ago now, but I had found out who he was because one of my friends liked one of his friends. So then I had asked my teacher who he was because I was like really like in love with this boy, and she told me his name. And that was all I needed to know because he had added me on Snap. So I accepted his add request, and then he put me in his private story. And guess what it was about? Another girl. And I had also found his TikTok, and that was also about another girl. Trust, I was hurt, but the people pleaser that I wasn't just gonna like let him like her, so I tried to get them together. And I was mutuals with her on Snap and on TikTok, so I knew like her reposts and everything. This was when reposts were like fairly new. It was working for a while, and also me and him would have like little like side conversations like, how are you doing today, and blah 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 blah. Eventually she ended up liking some other guy, so my boyfriend started to like me. So basically I'm the second option, but like now I'm his first, so I don't care. Anyway, so eventually they just like faded out, and she liked another guy. Keep in mind, at this time I'm at my dad's house, which is half the country away from here. But yeah, so he ended up liking me, and that was like pretty amazing to me. Cause you know when you like meet somebody and you like instantly click with him? That's what happened when we had first talked, like our first ever conversation. Yeah. Because he had swiped up on my story with like the cat heart eye emoji or whatever, and all I said was thank you. But then we ended up having like a really deep conversation, and it was like great. So then he asked me to be his girlfriend. And I'm not gonna say no, but I also knew that I didn't want to hide him from my parents. So this was also, okay, I was on my way to Mexico, so I was in Texas at this time. And I had called my mom from our hotel, and I was like, Mom, can I have a boyfriend? And she's like, no. So then I added my grandma to the call, and I was like, can I have a boyfriend? And she was like, no. And then my dad walked in, and he was like, no. So I spent my whole that whole day just begging to have a boyfriend. Then they were like, why do you even want a boyfriend so bad? So then I showed them my boyfriend, and then they were like, oh, he's cute, is he nice? And I was like, yeah. And they were like, okay, then we don't really care. Then I added him to the call, and they talked to him, all three of them, on my boyfriend. Like, yeah. So then he talked to them, and then he became my boyfriend. Also, while I was begging, I was literally on my lady days, and I was begging and crying so hard that it bled through onto the white bed sheets of the hotel. So yeah, that's the story of how my boyfriend became my boyfriend. Have a great day. I love you so much. Bye.
Apparently, I'm being watched. And the only reason I know this is because of my date who found the hidden camera. I've been seeing this guy for a few weeks, and this one night he decides to sleep over. I have absolutely destroyed this pixie blush. I'm winding down to go to bed, brushing teeth, washing faces. When I leave the bathroom, I see this man crouched underneath my windows. He's so intently looking at something, and I'm just like, what you doing? He points across the street and goes, do you see that? Now, girl, I am blind as a bat. So I put on my glasses, and I see that directly across from my bedroom window, there's a teeny tiny red blinking light in the bottom left corner of my neighbor's upstairs window. And we're like, that's a little odd. We can't make out any shapes, so we decided to go to bed and take a peek in the morning. Now, what did we find? A camera. Shocker. And now I keep my blinds closed 24/7. If you ever see a video of me dancing around my apartment naked, say thank you to my neighbor. Hey, bye everybody, bye!
These are things kids said to me growing up that I'll never forget. This one girl, every day, every single day, never missed a beat, would come up to me and be like, you look tired. Every day for like 3 years. This one kid, he was definitely a smidge racist because he was just always talking about how small my eyes were, and I had glasses, and he'd be like, glasses make eyes look bigger, so are your eyes even smaller than that? And then he took my glasses off my face to check how small my eyes were. My favorite princess growing up was Belle. We were playing princesses, me and my friends, and I wanted to be Belle. My brunette friend looks at me and goes, you don't look like Belle. You can't be her. Belle has brown hair. You have black hair. They always forced me to be Pocahontas or Jasmine, and I like them, but I just wanted to be Belle.
Alright, y'all, I'm back from Mexico, and you guys already know I have some story times. So third night we were there, we're going out to dinner. Mind you, there's 12 of us in a group that I went with. We took one truck to dinner. There's a bunch of us in the cab and a bunch of us in the truck bed. Someone thought it was a great idea to bring a potato launcher on this trip, which got used the entire time. I'm gonna put my hair up for this one. And everyone's like, hey, nobody shoot the potato launcher out of the back of the truck right now because we are passing the police station and the fire station. And from what I've heard, you can basically get arrested for like anything in Mexico. Most people just pay off the cops because apparently that's what you do there. My cousin's friend got arrested there like a month back and he literally paid the cop like $60, let him go. But of course, right as we're passing the police station,
Oh, not right by the fire station.
and a cop pulls out and starts following us for a good 5 to 10 minutes. We all thought we were getting arrested. So we pull into an alleyway, we lose the cop. We're thinking, all right, we good. We get to the restaurant we were going to, but they only accept cash and no one had any cash left. So we're like, okay, we gotta go across town to another one. We get to restaurant number 2 and somebody goes, where's Tegan? We forgot my friend's little sister, the youngest one of the group. She's 7 years old at the Airbnb in Mexico by herself, like 20 minutes away because she was upstairs blow drying her hair and everyone thought she was in the back of the truck and she wasn't. Like, how do you forget a whole kid? And to make it worse, the water guy was supposed to come and fix our water for us while we were at dinner. So we're like, what if something happened? We're like speeding down the road to get back to her, thinking the poor thing's probably traumatized. Everyone feels so bad. We get back to the house and she is standing on the roof laughing. We all gave her princess treatment that night. She was fine, but we felt so bad.
One time I tried to flirt with his insanely hot waiter and he shut me down immediately with his face. Not like in a mean way or anything, he didn't glare at me, but he looked at me in a way that made me feel like I was an elementary school student who had just been reprimanded by her favorite teacher. And I felt really bad because I thought, you know what, even though I didn't say anything inappropriate, I probably shouldn't have been flirting with him at his place of employment. That's really rude. That's kind of annoying. And I would have just forgotten about it, except the next night I was hanging out with my friend Anna. And Anna is the most beautiful person in the world, inside and out. And lots of people agree with me. Anytime we were together, she would get approached repeatedly and asked out on dates. And she would always say, T, no, thank you. And I didn't want to go out with these doofuses either, but I would be lying if I said I wasn't a little bit jealous at times because I wasn't used to being so invisible. And what was worse than occasionally feeling jealous was when she would notice that I occasionally felt jealous. Like one night, she got asked out 5 times in a row. And after the 5th time, she turned and she saw the look on my face and she just went, you are so beautiful. Just absolutely stunning. I really hope you know that. And I was like, no, don't say that. That makes this so much worse. But she is genuinely one of the best friends anybody could ever have, a life-changing friend if you were lucky enough to encounter her. So we're hanging out one night and who should walk in but hot waiter boy. And she said, oh, now he's cute. And I said, I know, right? I saw him at Anthony's last night because he's a waiter there and I tried to flirt with him, but he totally shut me down and I feel really bad about it. And she was like, oh, I don't feel bad about it. He's a waiter. He's probably used to it. And I would have done the exact same thing. And that made me feel a little bit better. And then he saw Anna and started to approach us. And I was like, obviously. And as he was walking up to us, he had a confident walk and a shy smile, and Anna spoke first, and she said, I don't think you've ever been formally introduced to my fiance. This is Ethan. And I immediately left to go buy a shovel because I needed to dig myself a 6-foot hole to lie down in.